welcome to the Midships YouTube channel. I'm your Captain Corey. Today, we're going to announce the winner of our cruise swag giveaway, so make sure you stick around for the big announcement. Also, the CDC comes out hard against cruising to the Bahamas, and Princess Cruise Line cancels a couple ships. Also, the largest cruise ship in the world has finished her sea trials, and there's new consumer protections coming out for those who've had their cruises canceled. Plus, Carnival Cruise Lines clarifies its policy on back-to-back cruises, so you're not going to want to miss any of the information in today's episode. Let's get started with the big story of the day from the USA Today, published by Eve Chen. U.S. State Department, CDC, urge Americans to avoid travel to the Bahamas amid a COVID spike. The State Department and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are urging U.S. travelers not to travel to the Bahamas and several other countries due to COVID-19 risks. On Monday, the State Department issued its highest travel alert, a level 4 do not travel, for the Bahamas and St. Martin, which takes into account CDC travel health notices. The CDC also lists the Bahamas as level 4 very high for COVID, according to an advisory updated on Monday. So the article goes on to say that only 14% of Bahamians are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Now, while we're talking about some news that's not so pleasant, let's talk about cancellations and refunds from cruise lines. We touched on this a little bit in yesterday's reporting, but the report is officially out. From cruisecritic.com, Federal Maritime Commissioner proposes cancellation rule changes to protect U.S. cruise ship passengers. Written by Fran Golden. The Federal Maritime Commission is proposing new rules for cruise refunds and wants to hear from passengers. The proposed rules are the result of consumer experiences with cruises canceled due to COVID-19, the agency reported on Wednesday. Among the changes is a requirement that cruise lines give consumers a full refund within 60 days if a sailing is canceled or boarding is delayed by 3 or more days for any reason other than by governmental order, such as a no-sail. If the sailing is delayed by a no-sail order or a government order, the cruise line must provide full refund within 180 days. Now, the thing to take note of is the fine print. This is only a proposal and it would only apply to future bookings. But hopefully this gets the cruise lines heading in the right direction on refunds and taking care of their passengers financially. Now, if you'd like to read the entire report because your sleeping pills just aren't working well enough, I will link it in the description below, along with all of the other stories that we cover today. While you're down there, please give the channel a thumbs up and subscribe if you never want to miss cruise news as it breaks. Also, you're going to need to be subscribed to win our upcoming cruise swag giveaway that begins on Friday. Now, let's continue talking about refunds. We're going to switch over to Royal Caribbean in an article from Matt Hochberg, founder of RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Royal Caribbean extends customers' ability to cancel their cruise for a credit an additional month through October of 2021. Royal Caribbean announced a new extension of their Cruise with Confidence program for another month. The program allows guests to cancel a cruise up to 48 hours before their sail date with no penalty. I've recently had personal experience canceling a Royal Caribbean cruise, and I will say they were a pleasure to work with, and I received a full refund within about a week, week and a half, and that also included the extras that I had purchased for on board the ship. So it sounds like Royal Caribbean is really trying to treat their customers well. Now, we're going to talk about a ship that you have definitely heard of, and that is from Princess Cruises, the Diamond Princess, and also the Island Princess. So, in an article from cruiseindustrynews.com, new plan for Island Princess and Diamond Princess cruise restart. We have cancellations to announce for these two ships. Princess Cruises has announced updated restart timing for the Island and Diamond Princess. The Island Princess will now return to service with a series of cruises to the Caribbean in spring of 2022, prior to its 14-day Panama Canal ocean-to-ocean voyage scheduled on April 27th. The Diamond Princess will also return to service in spring of 2022 with a season of sailings in Japan. These cancellations coming from Princess Cruise Line will also affect people booked on the World Cruise in December. That cruise is now canceled as well. So bad news. 3 days in a row, we're talking about canceled cruises. One of these days, we're going to go 24 hours without having to tell somebody their cruises are canceled. Hopefully, no Midships viewers are affected by this cancellation news. So what should we talk about next? The largest cruise ship in the world, or back-to-back cruising protocols on Carnival Cruise Line? Let's go with the largest cruise ship in the world. Of course, this would be Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. In an article from cruiseindustrynews.com, Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas returns from her sea trials. Royal Caribbean International's Wonder of the Seas has returned from her 5-day set of sea trials on Tuesday evening. What is set to become the world's largest cruise ship, with occupancy of up to 5,448 guests, was put through her sea trials recently. Next up for Wonder of the Seas will be final tweaks before she's ready to be handed over to Royal Caribbean sometime in the future. What an awesome ship Wonder of the Seas looks like it's going to be. She's going to be sailing out of the Asian market sometime in 2022 if all goes to plan. Now, are you cruising on Carnival with a back-to-back or a side-to-side cruise? If you don't know what a back-to-back or a side-to-side cruise is, don't worry. I'll tell you. Back-to-back is when you stay on the same ship for 2 different itineraries. So you could have maybe a 3-day cruise on the Carnival Magic, come back to port, and stay aboard for another 3-day cruise, again aboard the Magic. Now, the other term is side-to-side, and that's when you stay with the Carnival Cruise brand. Say you come back from a Carnival Magic cruise only to get onto a Carnival Liberty cruise within the next day or two. That would be considered a side-to-side cruise. So we're going to give you updates on cruisers that have these type of plans with Carnival. I know lots of you like to do the back-to-back cruise, so this is probably important and it affects you. From CruiseHive.com's Robert McGilvery, Carnival Cruise Line provides update on back-to-back cruising. The Carnival line has provided an update on the procedures that back-to-back and side-to-side guests will need to follow under the current health regulations, and those that go into effect starting August 28th. There has been considerable confusion about the requirements for guests if they stay on board for 2 or more cruises, or embark on another Carnival ship when their previous cruise ends, or embark on a cruise with Carnival within 2 to 7 days after disembarking their last cruise. Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador will provide clarification. So that was a lot of words, back to back, side to side. It's hard to keep these things straight, but now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and tell you, if you're one of these cruisers, what your COVID testing protocols will look like if you're cruising with Carnival. Back-to-back guests will need to test. Much of the confusion on how Carnival is organizing guests on multiple cruises has to do with the cruise line's testing requirements for all their guests. Testing needs to be done a minimum of 72 hours before a cruise, and proof needs to be shown in the terminal. This presented back-to-back guests with potential problems and questions. So let's get some answers. Guests who sail on back-to-back cruises do not have to worry very much. The cruise line will do a simple antigen test before the second voyage starts. So that is at the cruise line's expense. They will take care of you. You need to check in with guest services to make sure this is scheduled. You need to be proactive about this type of testing. You don't want to get forgotten or skipped and miss your back-to-back. So little insider advice, make sure you're scheduling your testing with guest services, probably at least on your first day or two that you're on board the ship. Now let's get back to the article. Guests on back-to-back cruises but on board a different Carnival cruise ship, also considered a side-to-side cruise, within 1 day of disembarking their first ship, must inform onboard guest services in advance on their first cruise ship. These guests will then receive the required pre-travel COVID-19 test before they disembark. So that is going to be, again, at Carnival Cruise Line expense. Guests must present their negative test results upon arrival at the cruise terminal for their next voyage. Are you following along here? Because the big thing you need to know, back-to-back or side-to-side, you need to make sure you contact guest services on board the first day of your cruise and schedule your testing. Let them know you're going on another cruise right after this one, and so they can get you all squared away. You need to be an advocate for yourself here. The article goes on to say that side-to-side guests traveling on a different Carnival ship within 2 to 7 days of disembarking their first cruise only need to show proof of their previous cruise at check-in, and then they can receive the required pre-travel COVID-19 test at the cruise terminal. Carnival Cruise Line is offering the test on a complimentary basis for all vaccinated guests. Unvaccinated guests will be charged $150 for testing and reporting. Although there shouldn't be too many of those now, considering the new protocols coming out of the Bahamas, that's totally true. Carnival is implementing the 100% vaccine mandate on board beginning August 28th. So hopefully that clears up everything you need to know about your back-to-back or side-to-side cruise with Carnival Cruise Line. I'm sure there's plenty of you that are going to be happy to know Carnival will be taking care of the testing for you. Now, that 2 to 7 day window, if you're on a side-to-side cruise, I don't necessarily trust that testing requirement fully. Were it me, I would still probably get my own test privately and bring those results with me to the cruise terminal, just in case this testing is not happening, they run out of tests, or the line is too long. You just never know, and it's, again, one of those things, you don't want to risk it. It's a lot easier to get tested when you're on the ship and they have to deal with you than when they don't have to deal with you because you haven't boarded yet. So make sure you're advocating for yourself. Okay, so it is the moment we have all been waiting for. I'm going to pick a giveaway winner here. You can see it is now currently 12 noon, August 25th. The giveaway is officially closed. We're going to switch on over and show you who has won. All right, so this is a random comment picker that we're going to use. And so what I'll do is I'm going to copy the URL from the video where the contest was posted. And we'll just go ahead and paste it right in here. And we will pick a winner here. All right, congratulations to Lauren Moore, who loves Mariner of the Seas. Lauren, these prizes are going to be on their way to you. Look out for a message from our channel if you don't want to miss your chance to win our next giveaway. If you didn't win today's prizes, don't worry. You can still use the Amazon links down in the description below to purchase them. Also, subscribe to our channel because tomorrow we're going to open next week's giveaway items so you aren't out of chances to win. Thanks so much for tuning into Midships today. Until next time, we'll see you on the Midships.